What's going on, guys? And today I want to talk about joining the military at 17. So I get a lot of questions about joining the military, obviously, because that's basically what this channel is about. And a lot of people are like, hey, maybe I'm 15, 16 years old and they're thinking about joining the military at 17. And they ask, is that too young? Should I wait a couple years, after high school to actually join? So is joining the military at 17 a good idea? And as always, it is completely up to you. I give that response a lot, but it really is. When you're thinking about joining the military, are you ready to join the military? That's a question that you're gonna have to answer for yourself. I can't answer that for you. But if you're thinking about joining the military and you want to go to college and whatnot, and you're like, oh man, I want to do college at 18 years old and I want to experience that college life. If you think about it, joining the military at 17, doing a 4-year contract, you're going to be out at 21 years old. And 21 is a normal college age, right? Your experience going to college at 18 versus 21 is going to be the same thing. Now, I'm actually going to talk to you guys about how I am kind of pro, making the decision to join the military as soon as possible, because my biggest mistake in joining the military was that I did not do it earlier. I wish I would have done it before college. Like, if I could go back and change one big thing, I would have joined before, whenever I was 18 years old, just graduating college or just graduating high school. That is something hands down that I would have done rather than waiting until I was 22 years old to join the Army. The reason that that's a big deal is because if you end up not liking the military, the younger that you can make mistakes in life, the better, and the less impact it's going to have on your life. So if you join the military at 17 years old and it turns out that you don't like it, well, you're in luck, because more than likely you signed a 4-year contract, you're gonna be out at 21, you can go to college, you can get a job, you can do whatever, and being a 21-year-old, having made a mistake by joining the military, even though that mistake is going to pay dividends and it's gonna have a lot of benefits for you, right? Even if you make that mistake by joining the military, you're going to have a positive, future because of that. If you join the military later in life and, maybe you're 25 years old, I'm gonna be 25 in a month. I joined the military now and it turns out that I don't like it, and then whenever I get out, I'm 29 years old, right? 29, 30 years old. Well, that's a big difference than joining the military at 17, getting out at 21. And by that time, you probably have a family if you're gonna be about 30 years old. So you don't really wanna be making big mistakes in life if you have a family. But if you're 17, really make all the mistakes you want, because in the long run of your life, it's not going to make a huge deal, because you probably, hopefully, don't have a family at 17. You don't have kids or whatever. There's nothing holding you down. And if you go to the military and you live it up there, then you decide to get out, it's going to be really to no effect on you and your life. The other big positive to join the military as early as possible is you can retire at an earlier age. So if you join the military at 17, you do 20 years, you get out at 37. Like 37, like what other career field, career path, career choice ever, besides being some kind of entrepreneur that makes millions of dollars, can you retire at 37? Like, guys, you do not realize 37. Like, some of you might not may think I'm young, but some of you may think I'm old. It kind of just depends on, where you're at. But 37 is only about 12 years older than I am right now. Like, can you imagine retiring 12 years from where you're at? Like, it's crazy to me. I joined at 22, so technically I can retire at 42, which is still super, super young. But the earlier you join, the earlier you can retire. Now I'm going to share with you guys something that's pretty much just my opinion and my thoughts on joining the military at 17 and how it can kind of benefit you by not doing other things that normally people that age make, like normal mistakes that you make whenever you're a young adult, and whatnot. So I'm not the oldest person in the world. Like I said, I'm about to be 25, but I have noticed that between the ages of 18 and 21, a lot of people, a lot of my friends and stuff have made a lot of mistakes that they might regret making later on in their life, right? So by joining the military, it is going to kind of force you to be maybe a little bit more mature. It's going to force you to be held to a higher standard, and you're going to be forced to not be able to make some of these same mistakes that people will normally make their first couple years of college, their first couple years out of high school, right? So by joining the military, it is going to mature you. It's going to make you more responsible, rather than people who, in most cases, are just partying and living it up, those few years after high school. Now, I'm not saying that you can't, party and have fun whenever you're in the military, but you are going to be held to a higher standard than people who are civilians, right? If you do things that are super sketchy and against the law in the military, that's going to be found out one way or the other. If you do that on the civilian side, that might not be found out. And if you do find out, you might regret it. But being in the military, you know, the consequences of doing things is going to deter you from doing a lot of bad things, right? So it'll kind of force you to maybe be a little bit more mature, but you're still going to be able to have fun. You can still, you know, have whatever kind of fun you're thinking about in college. You're still going to be able to do that if you join the military. And then even after you get out, when you're 21 years old, 22 years old, and you decide to go into college, you're gonna have basically the same experience. Except now you're gonna have a little life experience under your belt. You're gonna be a little older, a little more mature. You're still gonna wanna have fun. And hopefully you should also be more financially stable. If you dealt with your money correctly whenever that short period of time that you were in the military, and you got out and you went back to college, you know, your college could be paid for. Therefore, you're not going to have college debt. So you joined the military before college, so your college debt is going to be zero or just very small. So in my opinion, joining the military at 17 years old has a lot of positives. And the only negatives that there could possibly be really by joining the military at a younger age is the fact that you feel like you're going to miss out on something, when in reality, you're really not. You know, what's the difference between doing something at 18 years old versus doing something at 22 years old? Not such a big difference, but to you, that might mean a lot to you, right? So if you feel like you're missing out, then maybe you could wait a little bit. But in most cases, I think it's going to be a better idea to join as soon as possible when you feel like you're ready. So that's the key here, right? So maybe it's not 17, maybe it's 18, maybe it's 19, but whenever you feel like you're ready to join the military, then that is really the time to do it, right? So if you're just at 17 and you're not ready to join, then don't join. If you're 19 years old and you're ready to join, then you can join the military. You can do all that stuff, because joining at 19 is going to be better than joining at 23. So that's it for this video. Those are my thoughts on joining the military at 17, whether or not you should do it. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button. That would be awesome. If you want to check out some more videos, hit the subscribe button. That would be even better. And I can say this, I feel like so fast now. It's just like crazy. It just rolls off the tongue. I should just record it, just plop it here at the end of this video. But anyways, guys, if you're not following me on Instagram and Snapchat, the links are right here. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you later.